Coventry City have sacked Mark Robins after a poor start to their season. But considering he took Coventry from League 2 to the Championship playoffs, won an EFL trophy and made the semis of the FA Cup, I think this is a terrible decision. But Coventry are now without a manager, which is why today I'm going to help them out, as I have replaced Mark Robins to hopefully do him proud, as I have only one mission with Coventry: win them the Champions League to crown them the world's best club. So this is the starting 11 we've loaded into with Coventry, and I reckon this is actually one of the strongest sides in the Championship. I mean, you've got Josh Eccles, Haji Wright, Milan van Ewijk, and also Ben Sheaf. Not to mention talented youngsters like Lewis Binks, Jack Radoni, and of course Ellis Sims. And one thing that's great about Coventry City, the average age of their highest rated players is about mid-20s at best, which means there's so much room for development. And as you can see, there's literally nobody on loan to them right now. Everything's just looking up for Coventry. And there's 10 million to play with in our budget, and with that kind of money, I reckon there's a fighting chance for promotion. I mean, we've been through the entire team, guys. There's literally no weaknesses that I've seen. We just need to get our tactics right, and we might just do it in season 1. But it's like I've just said, we need to get them right. So I'm going for the 4-3-3 holding formation with the short passing build-up style and a balanced defensive approach. Our front three are going to be really attacking, with our two centre mids being box to box, our CDM being a deep line playmaker, and our wing back going up and down the pitch. And here we have our strongest starting 11 with Coventry by a mile, and with this team alone, guys, we should be fighting for at least the playoffs. The question is, though, with hardly any weaknesses in the team, what do we do with this 10 million? Well, I'm thinking a new left back might be a good idea, because we've got Jake Bidwell and Jay De Silva, both 69 overall. And as you can see, we've already got a very solid back four, so if we improve that even more, that might just help us get into the playoffs. I also want a stronger left winger, because right now we've got Ephraim Mason-Clark and we've got Raphael. I mean, granted, they're both pretty young, but they're not really going to turn into anything special, are they? But Ruben van Bommel is only 19, 70 rated, showing great potential. He's absolutely rapid as well. He does need to work on his shooting, passing, and dribbling, but considering how young this guy is, he's got a lot of time to work on that. And there we go, £3.5 million later, I've made my first signing as Coventry City's new manager. But I'm not quite done yet, guys, as I want fullback Liberato Casace from Empoli. He's not very fast, but he's a very well-rounded left-back, and I reckon he'll definitely do a job for us in the Championship. And after spending yet another £3.5 million, that's our defensive lineup sorted. But that leaves us 607k, guys. That's our transfer window done for Season 1. It is for transfers at least anyway, because as you can see, we've got a very long list of players that I'm sending out on loan for a couple of years. I mean, most of them I am doing just to get them out of the way this season, but some of them do have a bit of potential that just won't get game time here at Coventry. But right now, this is how we are looking going into Season 1, and right now I am feeling pretty damn confident. I mean, granted, our keeper is only 68 overall, but he's also only 21 years old. I reckon we give this guy a chance and see what happens. But we have a strong defense, a good midfield, and front three. Do not be surprised, ladies and gents, if we make the playoffs, or maybe even automatic promotion. And let me tell you, these stats look promising. Haji Wright got 25 and 5, 16 and 4 for Van Bommel, and 13 and 9 for Sakamoto. And the team on paper looks absolutely insane as well. I'm feeling confident, guys. We've surely at the very least got the playoffs. Right, I've just ran into something that I've not run into before in FC25. Usually you can go into the competitions with this little bit here, but right now, as you can see, it's completely blank. How am I supposed to figure out what we've done in the Championship? Well, I know now, guys. We made the playoff final against Bora, but as you can see, we lost 3-1 on pens. As for the FA and Carabao Cup, I literally don't have a clue. I can't check. The only thing we can really go off is our career summary. We haven't won either the FA Cup or Carabao Cup, but let's be honest, we weren't expecting to. We have a good ratio when it comes to winning games. We've got a really good attacking lineup and a decent defence as well, by the looks of it. But this team will remain a Championship side next year, but the question is, how do we take them from the Championship to the Premier League? And many of you will think we need a new keeper for this, but I actually think Oliver Dovin's a decent keeper. I'm going to keep him for at least one more year. I mean, he's grown 4 overall in Season 1 anyway. I'm also keeping Lewis Binks and Bobby Thomas in the team. I mean, they've both grown 3 overall as well. However, I might try to find a better right winger. Sakamoto is 28. He's only grown by 1 overall this year. If we are to take Coventry to that next level, we need somebody who's got a lot more in the gas tank to give. Aside from that though, looking at the team, it's really difficult to figure out where else to put that money. Maybe we just improve our squad depth. But one way or another, I'm hoping for 2 things going into Season 2. 1, we actually get promotion to the Premier League. And 2, I'll be able to check, because quite frankly, EA, this is BS. Well, Season 2 has just arrived, and good news, guys, we've actually got access to the Championship table again. He's hoping that this stays available, because I really don't want to go through what we did last season. But there's more good news. We've got 60 mil to spend in Season 2. We absolutely have to get promotion this year, man. Anything less with this kind of budget is an absolute failure. The thing is, though, this team right now doesn't actually need 60 million spending on it. Now, yes, we are replacing Sakamoto this year, but I don't see us spending 60 million on a right winger that would want to come to the Championship. And as you can see, guys, we don't really have any depth issues anyway, because we've got a load of players out on loan right now. So our biggest mission this year is finding a player with 16 million to come to Coventry City who's going to play on the right-hand side of the pitch. But guys, I might have just found someone, you know. Oscar Bob from Leipzig, 21, 74 overall, got great stats. And I know this may sound unrealistic, but just hear me out. His competition to get game time will be against Leon Bailey, Antonio Nusa, and Timo Werner. And the one thing those 3 players have got in common, they're all better rating than Oscar Bob. But our winger Sakamoto isn't. He's 7 years older than Oscar Bob and 1 rating lower. So whilst it would be a downgrade leaving Leipzig to join Coventry for his career, this may be beneficial for him. And there we go, £10 million later, Oscar Bob is our one and only signing of Season 2. And looking at the state of this team now, guys, I'm feeling so confident, man. Not only is there quality all around the pitch, there's still so much room for improvement. I mean, as you can see, guys, the average age is about mid-20s at best, which is such a good thing. At the bare minimum, we have to get the playoffs in Season 2, but one way or another, we absolutely have to get promotion. But before we find out if we have, if you're enjoying this Coventry City rebuild so far, drop this vid a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. Well, guys, Season 2 is over, but these stats look better than last year. Look at Haji Rago, 38 goals and 5 assists in 50 games. What a baller he is. And man, what a team we've got on paper right now. It's not yet Premier League ready, but I reckon we've definitely at least made the playoffs. But I was selling Coventry short. We are automatically promoted. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Coventry City Premier League football. We didn't do well in the FA Cup though. We only made it to round 4. And we dropped a stinker in the Carabao Cup. But hang on a minute, I've just realised we can actually check how we did this year. Where was this in Season 1? But guys, I'm checking the top scorers for the Championship. Look at Haji, right? 36 goals in 46 games. He won the Golden Boot by 10 freaking goals. And our keeper, Oliver Dovin, got the second most clean sheets. What did I tell you? Give him chance and he'll cook. But will he cook in the Premier League? Because as you can see, we're going to be playing against the big boys of England now. And it's like I've said, guys, I don't think this Coventry City team right now is ready for the Premier League. But that's where next year's transfer window comes in. We've got to get that right, because if we don't, we'll spend 1 year in the Premier League and get sent straight back down to the Championship. So here we go, Season 3 with Coventry, and it's official. We've got them Premier League football. But we haven't got as much money as I thought we would. We've only got 40 million to spend. But to keep this Coventry side in the Premier League for at least 1 year, we're definitely going to have to spend that money wisely. And again, some of you might be thinking I'm replacing Oliver Dovin, but he's proven time and time again I can rely on him. He's going nowhere anytime soon. Unfortunately, Lewis Binks is though, man. He's only 24, but he's 74 rated. In the Premier League, he get torn apart. And this one sucks, but I'm replacing Josh Eccles as well. He's mid-20s and he's 75 rated. I think he's reached his peak. But this ain't going to be easy, guys. 40 mil to spend on 2 players better than the ones we're currently trying to replace. We're going to find this pretty damn hard. But I think I've made a good start, you know. Ozkan Kabak is a decent-looking centre-back playing for the Saints. He's not the quickest, but he's got good defending and physicality. And he's playing in the Championship right now. I don't think he'd turn his nose at a Premier League move. And I was bang on the money as for only 15.5 mil, and he's signed for us on a 5-year deal. And that's our back 4 sorted. We just need a new centre mid in place of Eccles, and we're good to go for the Premier League. But this signing is going to annoy you Sunderland fans. I'm going for Jobe Bellingham. Only 20, 76 overall. I'm worth between 17.2 and 13.8 million. I mean, there's a chance we'll have to throw a player into this deal to make it happen, but one way or another, I want to sign Jobe Bellingham. But then again, we do have 20 million in our budget, so I don't actually think we'll have to throw a player into this deal, but we are offering 15 mil as a starting bid. I think that's smack bang in between what he's valued at, and they've accepted it. Good lad. And just like that, with the signing of Jobe Bellingham on a 5-year deal, that's our transfer window done. The question is, though, have we done enough to keep this Coventry City side in the Premier League? Now, I'll be real, at first, I didn't think so, but I've looked through the Premier League and I'm seeing a lot of teams that we can nab 6 points off this season, so I definitely feel like survival's on the cards. Especially after signing Ozan Kabak and, of course, Jobe Bellingham, we've really strengthened our biggest weaknesses in the team. It's not going to be an easy year, don't get me wrong, but I definitely feel like by the end of it, we will still be a Premier League team. And I was bang on the money, ladies and gents. We are 13th in the Premier League, and when you take a closer look at it, we were only 10 points outside of European qualification. I tell you what, for a newly promoted side, that isn't bad, but next year, I definitely feel like going for Conference or Europa League football should be the target. As we had a great FA Cup run this time, round 6 before Man City, quite frankly, battered us. And we made the quarters of the Carabao Cup before the Tractor Boys knocked us out. But man, you look at this team, ladies and gents. I mean, there's a couple of issues that we do need to sort out for Season 4, but for the most part, we're looking golden. I mean, the stats, as you can see, aren't amazing. Haji Wright and Van Bommel did do their part, as they always do. But we've now got to figure out how to get Coventry from 13th to top 6 football, because it's definitely achievable. Maybe the answer lies in replacing Bobby Thomas. I mean, as much as this sucks, he is the weakest link in that back four. And maybe it is indeed finally time to replace Oliver Dovin in goal. He has been a phenomenal keeper for us since Season 1, but I think to take Coventry to that next level, he's got to step aside. It really is just our centre-back and keeper roles that let us down, isn't it? Once we sort them out, we definitely have a fighting chance of getting European football for Season 4. But the board haven't really helped us out much, guys. We've only got 54 million this year. And for the quality we need to replace Thomas and Dovin, I mean, that's not really enough, is it? So I'm taking matters into my own hands, guys. I'm having a bit of a clear out in the team. I'm hoping once all these players are sold, we've got close to 100 million, to be honest. Well, either way, the job is done. All 5 of these players have been loaned out or sold, but do you know what is weird? I don't ever remember signing Ozzy Al Herrera, and I certainly don't remember him being in the team originally. Where the hell did he pop up from? However, we've now got 94 million to spend, so one way or another, I don't really care. One thing I do care about is getting European football for Coventry, which is why I'm signing West Ham United's keeper Bento. Only 28, 84 overall, and got some insanely well-rounded stats. He's going to do a great job for us. And there we go, £38.6 million later, he's just signed a 4-year contract with us. But we're not done yet, guys. We still need a centre-back, which is why Jurriën Timber is my next signing. Mid-20s, 83 rated, plus because he's played for Arsenal, he's got that Premier League experience that we need in the team. And after spending another 35.6 million, that's our transfer window done. And guys, I'm well aware we've only signed 2 players, but look at the difference they have made, man. Our back four looks so much stronger now. I mean, I know there's still a little bit of work that needs doing to the team overall, but we can only do this step by step. And our next step with Coventry is get them to finish right where they are now by the end of their season. If that happens, I will consider Season 4 the most successful year yet. And guys, we were unbelievably close to pulling it off. We're 7th in the Prem, 1 point outside the top 6. It literally was 1 point as well, man, because the bottle jobs don't have a better goal difference than us. But I'm almost positive we've got European football anyway, because I think 7th place gives you Conference League, but I suppose we're going to find out next year one way or the other. As it's another poor showing in the FA Cup, as Chelsea have knocked us out in round 4. And Huddersfield knocked us out of the Carabao Cup. Flipping brilliant. I've got to admit though, I am beyond gutted. This team right here is definitely good enough to compete in the Europa League. Actually, no, scratch that. This is good enough to compete in the UCL. But the stats are by a country mile the worst they've been so far. How could we do so well but do so poorly stats-wise? I don't know, guys, but all I know is we need to prepare for next year. We finished 7th this year, which may or may not give us European football, but I want to get top 4 football next year no matter what. Which means improving our defence a little bit more, maybe improving our midfield too. And if there's any money left over, improving our depth, because that really can't hurt, can it? But one thing's for certain, guys, it is just a matter of time now before we make Coventry City the best team in the world. But we've run into an issue, guys. Season 5's budget is shocking. 45 mil is all we've got to spend. And there's no chance we can really boost that budget because look at the players that we've got to sell, man. At maximum, we'll get about 15 mil. So we've got to figure out where in this team the money would be most valuable, where it's spent, because we're probably only going to get one signing out of it. But to be fair, when you look at the team, it's obvious where that money needs to go. We need to replace Kabak in that defence, because if we have a strong defence, we're looking good for Season 5. Plus, when you look at the team properly, Kabak is actually the weakest link, so this just does make sense, doesn't it? And I've got his perfect replacement, Sven Botman from Nottingham Forest, 28, 85 rated. He's not the fastest player, but he's got great defending and physicality, but he is going to be expensive. He'll cost between 46 and 58 million, which means if we are to sign him, we'll probably have to throw a player into this deal. So I'm offering 33 mil alongside Kabak. If this doesn't work, I do have a backup plan, but I really don't want to go to it. Are they going to accept this? No, they want 50.3 mil. They want straight cash. We ain't going to be able to do this, are we? We're going to try again. 36 mil alongside Norman Bassett. If this doesn't work, we are definitely going to have to go to plan B. I can't see it working though, to be fair. Yeah, they're sticking to the money, man. We're going to have to scrap game for Sven Botman and indeed go for plan B. But thinking about it, this should have originally been plan A. Wesley Fofana, 27, 84 rated. His contract's expiring. Stats-wise, he's actually a much more well-rounded centre-back than Botman too. Annual cost between 33 and 26.4 mil. So no matter what, we're going to be able to afford him and maybe sign a couple of free agents for a bit of depth as well. And there we go, 31.8 million later, he's signed a 4-year deal with us. And for a bit of quality on the bench, I will be signing all 4 of these players. They play in the positions we desperately need depth for. So now, not only is our starting 11 looking brilliant, so is our bench. I mean, there's literally quality for every single position now. And that certainly bodes well for us as we've got Europa League football. I thought for sure it was Conference League football you got for 7th place, but apparently I was wrong. But I've got a mission of my own this year. Forget Europa League football. I want UCL football, and we're already off to a good start. But I have literally done all I can now with the money that we had given to us. It's up to Coventry City to pull out all the stops on the pitch and get us UCL football now. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. We are 7th in the league once again, exactly where we finished last year. But this time, 4 points outside the top 6. We've literally gone backwards, whilst Brighton and Wolves have got UCL football. Make it make sense. But look at this. We made the FA Cup semi-final, only losing to United. And we made the Carabao Cup final, but lost to Chelsea. How unlucky can you get? But hang on a sec, guys. We topped the Europa League phase, 20 points on the board, undefeated as well. But we somehow get knocked out by Genk in the quarters. I officially give up with Season 5. How does this team lose to Genk? I mean, I'm really struggling to figure that out. I'm struggling to figure out how we haven't got top 4 football yet, to be fair. I mean, the stats have definitely improved, especially Haji Wright. 45 goal contributions in 59 games is outstanding. But we're still coming up short in the Premier League, man. So we're going to have to do something drastic next year to get us Champions League football. Looking at the team, though, I'm not sure what that is just yet, but I've got to figure it out at some point. Otherwise, we're just going to stay in the exact same place next year. Right, guys, Season 6 with Coventry is here, and I have figured out what I'm going to do with this team. Now, originally, I was going to replace Liberato Casase, but as you can see, his development plan actually looks pretty decent, so it just doesn't make sense to go for this. Jack Radoni, on the other end, has indeed peaked. It'll take him 30 weeks to become a better player, and as you can see from his stats, there's no arrows pointing up. He's legitimately reached his full potential now. But our board really aren't helping us out, are they? 49 million is all we've got. It's like they don't want us to compete at the top level. So you know what? I'm taking matters into my own hands again. I'm selling Jack Radoni. He's worth 31 million, 3 years left on his contract, so we're probably looking at 40 to 50 million. One way or another, though, once he's sold, we'll have much more than 49 million to spend on a brand new midfielder, and hopefully that will be enough to get us top 4 football. And there we go. He's gone for 41.8 million to United. I didn't want to sell him to United, but they were the ones offering the most money. But we've now got 92 million to spend on a box-to-box midfielder, and believe me, I have found the perfect player for the job. PSG is Vitinha, 29, 89 rated, and just look at his stats, man. He's so well-rounded. And because he'll cost a max of 87 million, we can more than afford him. Ladies and gentlemen, our centre midfielder role is sorted. And it's official, guys. After spending 75 million, Vitinha is now officially a Coventry City player. And with the amount of quality in the team, never mind the midfield, surely to God, we've got to get UCL football this year now. But unlike last year, guys, we've got no European football. The only thing we've got to focus on this season is top 4 football in the Prem. As to be fair, we're off to a decent start, undefeated after 3 games. I'm just hoping that the signing of Vitinha is enough, man, because if he can't get us top 4 football, I don't know what will. But I'm happy to say we figured out the problem. We've got top 4 football in season 6. Ladies and gents, Coventry City have finally got UCL football. Vitinha actually made the difference, man. I can't believe it. We've finally done it. We did sacrifice the FA Cup by losing to West Brom in round 4 though. And we had a stinker in the Carabao Cup too. But that to me doesn't matter, guys, because we finally got Coventry into the Champions League. But again, these stats are beyond atrocious. How on earth have we pulled off our best seasons with the worst stats? But as you can see, Real Madrid are the Champions League winners after beating Leverkusen, which means that Real Madrid are indeed the team to beat next year. Which means, budget depending and pulling no punches, I'm going to make sure there is absolutely no weakness in this team to give us the best chance of going into the Champions League, causing a stir up and winning it in our first attempt. And guys, it's taken 7 years, but the board have finally backed us. We've got 119 mil to spend. The thing is though, when you properly look at the team, I don't actually know where we're going to put it. I mean, we've even got decent squad depth. But you lot know what I always say, you can't go wrong with a strong defence, which is why I'm going to get a better centre-back than Wesley Fofana. Nothing against the guy, I just feel like if we bring in a much better centre-back, we'll do much better in the UCL and the Prem. So I went absolutely all out by spending 90 million on world-class centre-back Ronald Araujo. He's easily one of the best centre-backs in the world, and I fully believe he's going to help us win the UCL. But believe me, I was insanely tempted to sign a certain Swedish striker, Victor Gyökeres. But it's really hard to justify doing that when Haji Wright is actually a better player, and to be honest, I've got a bit of loyalty to this guy. He's been insane since season 1, and hopefully we can keep him till the very end. But here's an update on how the team is looking going into season 7, and with that defensive lineup alone, we stand a great chance of causing an upset in the UCL. As I'm incredibly proud to say, for the first time we are in this competition at long freaking last. But I still want to do well in the Premier League, and considering we're 7th after 3 games, I'd say we're off to a decent start. But the question for season 7, guys, is Ronald Araujo going to make a difference for Coventry, or are we going to stay put exactly where we were last season? To be fair, guys, we did do better. We're 2nd in the Premier League, 2nd to what looks to be like a pretty unstoppable Man City side. Honestly though, how the hell do you stop Man City in FC25? It literally seems impossible. I mean, look, they've won the FA Cup smashing the bottle jobs. And they've won the Carabao Cup. Do you see what I mean? How the hell do you stop them? As for the Champions League though, we didn't have the best start. We are in the playoffs, but look at the company we're surrounded by. Juve, Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan. That is disgusting. But we're off to a good start as we smashed Dynamo Zagreb in the playoffs. And we've smashed Bayern in the round of 16. And we've beaten Leverkusen in the quarters. And we've beaten PSG in the semis. We're playing AC Milan in the final. That's insane when you think about it. We finished 17th. AC Milan finished 24th, yet we've made the UCL final. It just proves it does not matter where you finish in this league phase. As this is the AC Milan team we're up against, that is a very solid team, to be fair. Some very strong players in it, but overall, I think our team is so much better. I mean, stats-wise, just look at the state of this. Haji Wright got 47 goal contributions in 56 games at 33 years old. This guy is a monster. And this is the team going into the final. And when our weakest player is an 86 rated player who's just bagged 45 goals, that isn't a weakness, is it? But one thing I'm really happy about, we brought some OGs to the UCL final. Milan van Ewijk, we've got Ben Shifia, and of course Haji Wright, not to mention the players on the bench. But what I find absolutely bizarre, this team hasn't won a single trophy up to this point, and I cannot believe that is actually true. But in the next 90 minutes, we could change that, as all we got to do is beat AC Milan to crown Coventry City the world's best club. Here come AC Milan. Tresoldi is on the ball. Oh my God. We almost went 1-0 down inside 5 minutes. That is a warning, man. AC Milan are not to be taken lightly. But here comes Barno Gittins for AC Milan. Oh, look at that for defending. Joe Bellingham on the ball now. Haji Wright, I'm looking for that run, but you're not making it. Hang on, maybe you are. Haji Wright, first time touch. Bang! Oh! I thought for sure that went in. Haji Wright, bro. That was easier to freaking score than miss. What are you playing at? Here come AC Milan again. Sailmaker's on the ball. Oh, it's gone wide once again. I tell you what, AC Milan are taking the fight to us at the minute. But we do have Van Bommel on the ball. Okay, Haji Wright is there. Surely this is 1-0. Haji Wright put us 1-0 up inside half an hour. Van Bommel with the assist. Haji Wright with the cool and calm finish. 1-0 up we go. That's exactly what the doctor ordered, man. A little bit of breathing room is what we were after. But here come AC Milan. They are not messing around. Tresoldi is on the ball. Ronald Araujo. He hasn't been able to defend the cross, but we have defended that. Good defending. Here comes Van Bommel. He sees that run. Haji Wright, turn that. Oh, that's a... Oh, bloody hell. Haji Wright, you got to be stronger than that. Joe Bellingham on the ball now. He's found a bit of room. Can he take a long shot? Oh, he's just hit the bar. Can we get a set? Oh, my days. What do we have to do to score? Bellingham on the ball once again. He's got a long shot in him. Oh, he's forced another save. Bro, what a goal. That would have been by Bellingham if that one that rattled the bar went in. But Bellingham's here again. Head it. That is weak. But hang on, that's a penalty. What the hell was that for? Okay, something happened in the box with Romero. What happened? It's a handball, I'm going to guess. I don't care. We take those Wittners on it. Top left bins. We're going. And Mike Magnan stays put. We double our lead. Wittner, the difference maker last season, making the difference once again where it matters the most in the UCL final. Nothing stupid now. We've got a proper cushion. One more goal and it is game over. Oh, but AC Milan. Oh, what a save. Here come AC Milan. The Barno Gittins is on the ball. Oh, that's a great goal, man. 2 minutes to go. They might just get back in this after all. But we just have 2 more minutes to hold on to this lead, man. And then we are lifting that trophy. But I think that's it, ladies and gents. That is the full-time whistle. Coventry City have beaten AC Milan in the final. We are the best team in the world. 7 years after Mark Robins was sacked, we have taken Coventry from the Championship to the top of English football, to the top of European football. And there we go as we lift what is apparently an invisible Champions League. It's official, guys. We are the world's best team. And that means my job with Coventry is done. If you have enjoyed this rebuild and want to see more content like this, drop this vid a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. And if you want to watch more content like this right now, click here because YouTube recommends you to.